Does your lady will never stop talking? From waking up to bedtime, it's telling you stories, asking you for explanation, asking all the whys and whats and whens and all of that. This is even worse when it's just you and your baby girl. I can relate because I am a mother to a 3-year-old very expressive girl. In this video, we're going to talk about why girls or our daughters within the ages of 0 to 6 talk too much, how it's actually a sign of brilliance, and what you can do with such golden moments with your little one to preserve your sanity while preserving her inquisitiveness and her voice. Now, while one parent would say that his or her daughter talks so much, it's good that we establish the fact that your daughters, all things being equal, would be more expressive, more communicative than your sons. And this is not even a point for you to compare your sons with your daughters in this regard because every child comes different, first of all. And then the different sexes, male and female, also have their own biological configurations that makes them different. And so for girls, the communicative part of the brain is more distributed in girls and more robust than it is in boys. And that is why you have a set of twins, a boy and a girl, and you find out that the girl is more expressive or that a girl will be more expressive than boys of the same age grade. Having this biological understanding of why it is so is important so that we actually understand that what we see as your daughter talking too much is actually your child, your daughter responding to her natural biological inclination. Aside the fact that a girl's communicative centers in the brain is more robust than that in boys, another reason why girls would speak more, especially within the ages of 0 to 6, than their male counterparts, is the concept known as infantile puberty. So what happens in infantile puberty is that tiny ovaries of your daughter starts producing estrogen that is as high as that seen in adolescents, or that is 20 times more that seen in boys. And of course, estrogen is known as the intimacy hormone. And what this means is that within ages of 6 months and 2.5 and about 3 years that this infantile puberty takes place, it makes your daughter to be more attentive to things. She picks up the emotions in things and words. She observes things more keenly. And so when your daughter sees that there is a change in your tone of voice, there is a change in the expression on your face, or there is a frown or anything, she'd want to ask you why that is because she has picked it up. And she will also ask you the same questions if she thinks that about someone else. There are two things that actually comes to place to actually make girls speak more than boys. Number one is a more robust communicative center in the brain. Number two is the effect of the hormone estrogen that plays out during period of infantile puberty between the ages of 6 months and 2.5 and about 3 years. For your daughters, talking equals brain activity and healthy emotional response. But let's be real, it's a real challenge when you have to answer 10 questions from your daughter in 5 minutes and you have to give 10 explanations in 5 minutes or less. Or your daughter wants your attention or she's telling you a story, meanwhile, you want to have a meal quickly fixed and move on to the next activity. Or just when you want a me moment as a parent. This is understandable and happens often. And it doesn't make you a bad parent, it makes you a human. But this is what we can do differently. Number one, make your first interaction with your daughter a playful one. So when she wakes up in the morning, whether it's you waking her up or she's the one waking you up, give her a warm hug, call her that pet name that you always call her. In the center of your daughter asking for attention is her longing to be seen, to be heard, and to be approved. So you want to start that right from when she wakes up. If you have a child, if you have a daughter who hasn't started speaking well, maybe you have an infant, a daughter less than 2 years, make sure you make this a habit. And even if your daughter is older, make it a habit too. Your first moment with your daughter in the morning should be with a warm hug. Should be with a peck on her forehead or her cheeks. This sends the message of being seen and accepted and approved of without her even having to ask. Have at least 5 to 10 minutes of talking to each other or just listening to your daughter. This could be at bedtime. And if you keep a daily journal for your child, this 5 to 10 minutes of talking or listening to your daughter could actually be, you could make it a pre-journaling or a pre-bedtime routine where you lie with your daughter or you sit with your daughter, and especially if she's 2 years and above, and you ask her what it is she wants you to write down for her in the journal, or you ask her anything you feel that she would want to talk about, or just ask her questions about something that happened in the day. And even if your daughter is less than 2 years, you can also have this moment where you offer short, straightforward explanations. She may not understand what the explanations are about, but she's understanding that I'm having a great time with mommy, I'm having a connection time with mommy or daddy, and it's amazing and it's something I enjoy. The third thing you can do is to teach your daughter to take turns to talk. And so in this case, this is you modeling attentive listening. So when she's talking, you pay attention to hear her say what she has to say. And when it's your turn to speak or respond to what she has said, you teach her to pay attention and listen to you and note all of the things that she would want to ask you or would want you to affirm or repeat when you're done. The next step you can employ is to introduce reflection or boredom or quiet moments. This is good for girls as much as it is also for boys. So it could be that moment where you want your child to actually sit, you want your daughter to sit still and color something, or sit still and look at a book, or just lie down. Even if she's not sleepy or she doesn't want to sleep, get her to, normalize staying quietly on her space. And this is practicable for your daughters 2 years and above. So you can get them in that space where they're just lying down on the bed, they're not sleeping, they are not talking. Where possible, lie with the child so that the child sees you are awake but you're not doing anything. What this sends message to your child's brain is that it's okay to sometimes be awake and you're not talking, and it's fine. And lastly on the list, when your daughter come asking you all of the questions or come giving you all of the gist, you can make it more enriching by asking her the question, what do you think? Or how do you feel? What do you think would engage her to think? How do you feel would give her the opportunity to express herself the way and manner that she feels it? And these are two important concepts that we need to build in our daughters. Being able to say what they think, or being in that space where they can think and say what it is that they think, and being in that space where they can feel and actually say what it is that they feel without being ashamed. And this is key because our daughters would want somebody to pay attention to them. They want somebody to listen to what they have to say. They want somebody to validate their emotions and how they feel, even when they cannot explain how those feelings came about. And this is where parents should come in and start that job before our daughters need to get people who are outside of us as parents to validate their words or their emotions. And these points I've mentioned are structurally put into place consistently. You're not just teaching your daughter confidence, empathy, and attentive listening skills, which will be useful in the future for her. You are also preserving her voice and showing her how to amplify her voice when and where it matters. The next time your daughter's voice fills the room, take a breath and smile. She's not just talking, she's becoming, and her voice is important. And if this video spoke to you or gave you a perspective on how to handle your daughter the next time she comes talking to you or wanting to talk to you, do like this video, subscribe, and share to other parents who are raising daughters. Remember, if you must raise a girl, raise a queen who wears her crown unapologetically. Now, if you've listened up until this point, I bet you want to know more about community of parents with children age 0 to 6 that I run. You can read more about the Royal to Conclave program using the seller link in the bio below. Do have an amazing weekend.